Hello my friend from Tactical Manchester United. My name is Leo. And as you might have heard yesterday, Louis Van Gaal was announced as the new Manchester United manager. So, in my first work, I want to show you a glimpse of the tactical practices Louis Van Gaal has in his teams. And well, I would like to apologize if you have a hard time understanding my English. I'll do my best to speak clearly so that you can understand everything that I'm saying. I'm going to show you the tactical analysis I made for the World Cup qualifiers game between Netherlands and Romania in March 26, 2013. I decided to make the analysis on this game in the first half because Louis Van Gaal has gone public saying that this was the best game they have had since he became manager of the Netherlands team. So I'm going to show you what normally Louis Van Gaal uses as a formation in this game, and what he normally uses is a 4-3-3 formation with 4 defenders, 3 midfielders and 3 attackers. He prefers a goalkeeper and both central backs that are technically sound. By this I mean that they are players that are able to pass the ball and are confident with their ball skills. He prefers the left back and right back, in this case Blind and Janma, to be solid defensively, but he also likes them to be able to support the attacking duties. He uses one defensive midfielder, in this case the Guzman. Depending on the team that he has, he can ask the defensive midfielder to play as a screen or as a shutter. This means that he can ask the defensive midfielder to play just above the central backs to shut down a number 10 or a striker, or he can ask the defensive midfielder to play a little bit higher, pressing the midfielders so that he can retain the ball and get the ball back to distribute the ball to his other teammates. He uses a box-to-box midfielder. In this case, it's Strootman. He is basically a support for everyone, and by everyone I mean that he has to aid in the attacking and the defensive duties of the whole team. He also uses a number 10, which in this case is Van der Vaart. He adds a number 10 to float a lot on the pitch. He doesn't ask too much in the defensive duties. He actually, you will see that he's only floating, waiting for the team to get the ball back so that he can start playing. But in change of asking the number 10 to not be part of any defensive duties, he asks them to link the play between the back and the front, and he also has to chip in some goals. He also uses a left and right winger. In this case it's Robin and Lens. They are in charge of giving the weight to the team and are in charge of creating chances, and they also have to score some goals, and they need to aid the left and right back on their defensive duties. And last but not least, the striker. In this case, it's Robin van Persie. The striker is in charge of scoring goals, but he also asks the striker to provide width to the team by playing with the last defender, just like Chicharito you will see on Manchester United. He also is in charge of dropping down to help the number 10 by linking the play, and he's also in charge of retaining the ball when the team needs it. So now that I've talked about the formation Louis Van Gaal uses, I will talk a little about the tactics and a little bit about some points that I want to make. Is the way they move the ball from the back. I want you to notice how many touches they make and how they move the ball from one side into the other until they feel comfortable with their positioning. I also want to notice how they return the ball back to the defenders and go upwards until they feel the defense is well positioned, to make sure that if they lose the ball while making the transition from defense to attack, the defense is capable of breaking the attack thanks to that positioning. So I'm gonna go back again a little bit so that we can check again this play. So look how Robin feels that he's under pressure. he has almost 3 defenders over him. So what he's gonna do is that he's gonna go back to the defense, he's gonna make a pass, and look how the midfielders will go back. One will go up and one will go back. So there you see how in this case they are now positioned, they are well positioned. We have the center back, we have the left back. Right out here on the bottom, it's the right back, and we have the box-to-box midfielder, which is Strootman, and we have the defensive midfielder. Robben is taking the number 10 position, but he's moving to the left wing, and Van der Vaart was taking the left wing, and now he's going to his position, which is the number 10. In case that he makes the pass and he loses the ball, he loses to this guy, they have 2 defenders against 1, and they have the defensive midfielder that can go back and get the ball back again. So here is another example. They take the ball from the back, they start to move the ball from one side into another. They feel comfortable with the ball, as I shared with you before. The central midfielders have to be very comfortable moving the ball. He starts the attack, he doesn't feel comfortable with the pressure, he goes back. The defender moves the ball to one side into the other. He starts taking the attack, and look how they lose the ball, and he has a moment right there. Just give me one little second so that I can show you the possibility that he has. They're moving the ball as I said. He reads the ball, and there he has the ball on a position where the central back is going to his side, but they have also the defensive midfielder. He's already taking cover of the position that this central back lost. So he doesn't have the option of going upwards, because if he does that, the defensive midfielder will probably go and pressure him. He also has Strootman pressuring him, and the defensive will only go back and recover his position. So it's very important. That's why they take a lot of time to move the ball, because they always know that if someone takes a risk, the team itself can take charge, and they won't be able to receive any counter attacks that may lead to a goal. So the second point that I want to make is the passing options, or the options for pass. This point I feel is one of the most important aspects of the way Louis Van Gaal teams play, and I want you to notice how the players have at least 2 options to pass each time a Netherlands player gets the ball. This is one of the main reasons why Louis Van Gaal puts the team over a player. Look, I'm gonna draw a little bit here on the video. So we have here this player who is gonna receive the ball. He's automatically has 1 option, 2 options, and if he turns a little bit this side, he has a player that can run at the back of the defender, and he has a pass there also. So at least he has 3 options of pass. I'm gonna play a little bit more the video. And look, the same thing happens here. The player drops down, he's gonna receive the ball, and he has the option of playing it this way, or he has the option of playing it that way. He also, if this player runs a lot, he has the option of even giving the ball to him, and he can take a shot from here. So this is very important. It's one of the main reasons, again, that as I said, it's one of the main reasons why Louis Van Gaal puts the team over a player because he needs all players to run their socks off to be able to provide an option to their teammates every time someone has a ball. More than he needs a great player, I mean, he does need it, and it's always important to have a great player. He needs more the team. And I do refer to these passing options as societies, that are created every time someone gets a ball. And I also refer them as triangles, and I will give you an example of why I call them this way. So we're seeing here how, as I said, they have those three options even when Strootman passes to Van Persie, he was on offside. And I'm pausing it here again to again draw the same thing. So he received, the player that we just spoke about, he received the ball and he passes it to Strootman. Again, Strootman has opened up the play with the left back. He has the option of turning down, and he has this guy, and as we said before, this guy. This guy can make a run, or he can make a run right here, and he has this option and this option. He also has the option of Van Persie, which is the option that he made. Van Persie made this run and he filters the ball through it. And when I'm talking about triangles, what I'm trying to, which is again what I said that was the most important things, they always create these triangles. And even, for example, if we move the ball, if he was to move the ball right here, if this player was to move to this position, this area, he can drop the ball right here, and this player will have Van Persie and this guy to create a triangle. And he will also be creating a triangle with these two guys. So they're always trying to create triangles, and they're always trying to have options to pass. And it's very important, because that's why I don't know if you saw my first video, but Van Gaal was talking a little bit about how important he felt that a team was, because he always feels that the team effort is more important than an individual player. The third point that I want to make is the special request that Louis Van Gaal gives to each player depending on the game, and the importance of giving within his game plan. He talked a lot about how important he felt that width was on his game plan, and well, I'm also going to talk a little bit about each special request that he makes. So in this time, they really has the ball, right? So watch how they always create the triangles that I was speaking about. They always create these triangles. And well, besides the triangles, now I also want to check the positioning of the team. And we can see how, in case they lose the ball, they are organized defensively to prevent any counter-attack. But by this I mean, for example, he was to make a straight pass and, I don't know, pass him to this guy, for example, or this guy. He's already on this guy. This guy will probably, he won't go the whole way, but he will contain around this way. Strootman has got this area. The left back can go inside to cover this area also, so this guy is almost double covered. Strootman can also go here, so this guy is double covered, and well, obviously this guy is double covered. He can make this run and make this run. I'm sorry if I drew a lot and you're not seeing a player or something like that, but well, what I want you to see is how well they are placed in what we talked about before. They are always creating like this. They got this covered, they got this covered, they got this covered. He's got this covered. He's got this area covered. So it's very important that when they get the ball from the back, by passing it, they always have a cover. Now, and well, they are preventing any counter attack, right? Now, the third thing that I want you to see is the same positioning that the team as a whole has. We can see how 8 players are in about 1/4 of the pitch, and by this I mean this is around, I'll say 1/4. It's about half of the pitch long and about half of the pitch wide. So we have 8 players, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 players that are in 1/4 of the pitch. But we can also see how the left back, which in this case is Blind, and the left wing back, which is Robin, are providing the team with width by sticking to the sideline. Now it's very important this because the opposition has to open up defensively, and by this I mean that this player has to open up. This player cannot go this way because he has Robin, and as we know, Robin, well, you need about 2 players to defend him. So those 2 players are outside of this area, and this player is also outside of the area. So now we're seeing that the Netherlands team have 1 more player than the Romanian team. So that's why they give a lot of importance to the width, and well, as a reaction, as I'm trying to explain, they have more space to work with. As we may see, they have all of this space to work with. The midfielders have all of this space to work with. The number 10 has this space, he has this space, and he can run and get this space. Van Persie can also drop on these 2 sides, and Lens might be the player that has less space because he has only this little space to work with. And well, they have also less players to take on. As I said, since they are right now in this area, they are 8 against 7. They have less players to take on. For example, if he wants to pass this way or this way, Lens will be against 1-on-1, and he will probably win the match. So, and well, now I'm gonna press play to explain the special request that the Netherlands player had on this match, which is he's gonna switch the play to Robin. Now, as I have just showed, Robin is open on the other side of the pitch, and the bridge switches the play, and they switch the play rapidly, and by switching the play, they make the transition rapidly, the transitional phase from defense to attack, and they begin in an attacking position, and not like before where they were kind of like not a defensive position, but they were in an attacking position like they are right now with Robin here.
And I like when they don't have the ball. In these 2 plays that we're gonna see, you'll see how aggressive they become every time a player loses the ball. I'd also like to make a comment. In difference to David Moyes, Louis Van Gaal also lets his player hit the ball from the outside of the box, as we will see on this succession of videos. So Lens has the ball right here. He's gonna lose the ball, and I'm gonna try to make this a little bit quick. Right now we have 3 players against 2. We're gonna see how aggressive they become when they press. And look now how from having 2, which were these 2 guys, they added 2 more. And it's very important because right now we're on a little like side of the pitch, and we have 4 players against 4. But these 2 players are too close between each others, so this guy is probably going to be able to attack this guy and defend him. This has this guy covered. He has this guy and this guy covered. He has a type of containment with this guy, and he has this guy covered. So we're gonna see how the only thing that he has that he's able to do. Now we see with the whole picture how there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from the Netherlands team, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the remaining team. So again, they try to overload the area to defend better and attack always better than the other team. So they are now pressing so hard that the only thing that he can do is he's gonna try to hoof the ball. He chips the ball, and obviously they get it back. And what I was talking about, trying from long range, Strootman hits the ball perfectly. And now watch, Van Persie is now trying to pressure this guy. And by pressuring this guy, the more he closes in, the more that he's taking away this option of passing. So now again, in this part of the pitch, we have 4 people from the Netherlands against 3. And we have Lens, which is a very fast guy that can cover a lot of ground in very little time. And he's also covering these guys. So the only thing that he's able to do is gonna reach the ball by trying to get out of Van Persie, and he plays the ball long, and well, they lose the ball by making a foul on Strootman. So that's a pressing which is very high and very intense, and they're very aggressive to get the ball back. And it's very important because we will now see that Manchester United, instead of focusing the recovery on the midfield, the whole team is gonna work on getting the ball back really quickly. Some pages that we've just discussed. In the first play that we're going to see how they take the ball from the back slowly. They're gonna be controlling the ball, and you're gonna see how you're gonna see how the central midfielders start the attack by moving the ball, and notice how they always have these the 2 options that we discussed, the triangles. So okay, so they're controlling the ball, they're moving the ball as they please until they feel comfortable with taking out the ball to the attack, so that they make sure that they are not a counter attack, right? So they move the ball from one side into another. Indy feels comfortable. He moves the ball to Robin, and Robin is under pressure, so he has to move the ball backwards. Now, as we see, Robin loses his position from being a left winger. He's now on the number 10. He's gonna have to go. We have already discussed this play. He's gonna have to go to the left winger, and Van der Vaart, from being here, he's gonna have to go again to the hole for the number 10. So he goes to the hole and he receives the ball. He's gonna receive the ball. He's right here, and he's now making the link between the defense and the attack. He gives the ball upwards. They move the ball, and it finishes with an offside from Van Persie. Now again, we're gonna see how they move the ball from the back. They're very comfortable with their positioning, so they start attacking. And well, we're basically gonna see how they always have the triangles that I talked about, right? So for example, right here, we see how Van der Vaart has 1, 2, which is the triangle that we're talking about, and he even has a third option. Again, he has the same triangles. He's creating one triangle, he's creating another triangle. Robin, the same thing. He has one triangle here, and he can even cross the ball to Van Persie. Again, he has the same triangle. He has a larger triangle. He can pass the ball over here, and he has a lot of triangles. He has a lot of options to play. And while they're just moving the ball, the third play we're gonna see right now is basically, again, they're gonna move the ball from the back. You're just moving the ball, and Indy crosses the ball. And what we talked about, which was very important, which was basically the skills that in the individual skills that Lens shows by beating the left back, and the play finishes with a cross. And while Robin Van Persie should have scored, but we see how the special request that we talked about, where the Indy in this case switches the play to the right back, and they start the move on the right side. Now the third play that we're gonna see the fourth play that we're gonna see is a long ball from the goalkeeper. He divides the ball, and we will see how the instant pressure from the Netherlands to get the ball back. They lose the ball. They win them in numbers, and now he doesn't feel comfortable with their positioning, so they go back. He makes a special request that I talked about, so he changes the play to Blind. Strootman aids with the defense and the attack. They're just moving the ball. Again, they send it to the middle. Look how Van Persie, this guy right now that we're seeing, is Van Persie. He dropped until this side to help the number 10 link the play. Now look how he's gonna start his movement. We're gonna see how Strootman helps also by linking the play. And it finishes with a volley from Van Persie. So it's very important, and Van Gaal has said it, that it's important for the striker to be able to drop deep to help with the link up, and it's also very important, obviously, how he finishes. In this case, he didn't finish that greatly. Well, the last play that we're gonna see is the first goal that Netherlands scored when they on the first half versus Romania. And well, the play starts here with a throw-in from Romania deep in the Netherlands territory. Look how they will regain possession. Again, it's very important the pressure that they make. and the defender, he doesn't have any way to play, so he just sends the ball upwards and well as far as he can. Now they're going to continue with the pressure. Robin goes to pressure the defender, so the only thing that he's able to do, because he doesn't have any optional pass, is he'll have to play backwards. Now you're gonna see that there's obviously a mistake. In this case, the mistake is from the left back, which is red, and well, I believe that it's a foul. But I'm gonna talk a little bit on. I'm gonna show you another view of the goal, but we're gonna see some options that arise just with the movement of the team and while the movement of Lens. So Lens just passes the ball a little bit badly. Van Persie is able to retain the ball, and Van der Vaart shoots and he scores. So we're gonna see the other view that I talked about. Again, I feel that that's a foul, but anyway. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about the options that Lens has right now. And well, he basically has 3 options. So well, we're talking about societies, and we can see how the society right now is, right? The triangles that we spoke about before. So we're gonna see how Van der Vaart is gonna run this way to this area, and Van Persie is actually running towards goal. But we see here now the options that Lens has. Lens has the option of continuing running this way. The defender is obviously going to have to defend him this way. And now Van Persie will be one-on-one against this defender, and he will have the option to running first to the first post or the second post, where he can receive a cross. The second option that Lens has, and I'm sorry, we'll have to erase this. The second option that Lens has is he can go and well try to attack this defender this way. Well, he's gonna have to win the 1-versus-1 match that he could have against the defender, and he has obviously the possibility again that if he feels that he is not going to be able to win the match, he can pass it to Van Persie. And the third option, which is the one that he chooses, is he advances with the ball and he just takes it back to the run that Van der Vaart makes. Now again, he makes a little bit, his passes a little bit stray, so Van Persie, who runs to this, has to adjust a little bit his run, retain the ball and make a little pass to Van der Vaart, so and he gets well, he makes the shoot and he scores. So well, that's basically all of the points that I wanted to make on my first work as the tactical analysis on Louis Van Gaal. We have seen the main elements on the attacking side that Van Gaal uses to be so good as a manager, and well, I wanna make a little recap on this video. We talked a little bit about the tactics, the 4-3-3 formation that he uses, and we talked about the job that everyone's got inside the team. And we also saw a little bit about what work every player has on the pitch. We also talked about how they move the ball from the back. We talked about the importance of width, how they use the special requests that I talked about to use better the width. we talked about the triangles or siders or passing options, as you wish to call them, which you should remember that is very important for the team to be able to work, because the passing options are will be key in order for us to be able to attack perfectly, and the high pressure that the team applies to get the ball back as quickly as possible. Now, we've also seen some highlights on some players, which I'm trying to make my next video of that, or the next, on highlights just on players. I'm gonna try to analyze players, and believe that I believe will be very important in Manchester United next season. And obviously, if we make any signings, I will also analyze them. If you have any request or something that you'd like to analyze, or if you have any questions, feel free to send me a tweet to add Tactical Man United, or send me a message in YouTube to Man United Tactical. And well, please, if you enjoy the video, retweet and share it with your friends. And please wait for my next video. It will be available in about a week. I hope that you have a nice one. Again, I apologize if you have a hard time understanding anything that I said. Please feel free to make any questions or anything on Twitter, and I also apologize a little bit for the way that I use this program. I'm new to it, and it's my first video, but I hope you enjoy it, and bye bye.